In today's video, I'm going to share some insight on the Commonwealth Shared Scholarship. It is actually for master's program in selected UK universities. I'm going to show a few things about the eligibility country, candidates, what they need to be qualified for this scholarship, and also go through the application processes with you. So please stay tuned as we dive into the application process. The first thing I would want us to look at regarding the Commonwealth Shared Scholarship is not about the university base, because this is related to universities which are interested in bidding. But I want us to first look at eligible Commonwealth countries for this particular scholarship. So let's come here. And before then, if you don't know the website to use, just go to Google and type Commonwealth Shared Scholarship Program. When you Google this, several options will pop up, and you'll click any of them, and you'll be able to read relevant information. You can Google eligible courses, eligible candidates, eligible Commonwealth countries. So I will start with the countries. If you come over here, they say eligible Commonwealth countries. Please see list of eligible country below as stated in the DAC published in 2025. So you can see from Bangladesh, Belize, Botswana, Cameroon, Dominica, Ghana is there, Kenya is there. Almost all African countries, low and middle income countries in Africa, Asia, who are members of the Commonwealth countries, are qualified. Also countries in Latin America and the like. So you can see the full view of Commonwealth African countries that qualify here. I do not see Zimbabwe here. I see only Zambia. That said, it's also important to look at the candidate's eligibility. You are expected to hold a first degree at either first class or second upper level, or second lower level plus master's degree. So if you're looking for if you're looking for master's under this scholarship, but you have second lower, then you must have master's degree. It says the Commonwealth Shared Scholarship program cannot assess work experience in lieu of minimum academic qualification. So you cannot say, oh, I have worked in this particular field for 10 years, and so that can be equivalent to a first class bachelor's or whatever. So only academic in this case. Pre-sessional English courses are not supported by this program. So if you are applying to a university program where you are supposed to take a pre-English course prior to the starting of the program, that cost will not be borne by the scholarship. You have to seek funding for that yourself. Now, to apply for this scholarship, candidate must be a citizen of or have been granted a refugee status by an eligible Commonwealth country, or be a British protected person, first qualification or first requirement. You must be a permanent resident in an eligible Commonwealth country, that we have looked at the countries already. Be available to start the academic studies in UK by the start of UK academic year in September or October, depending on which university you select. By October 26, depending on which university, you must have obtained your bachelor's degree with an at least second class upper division. That has been stated. You not have studied or worked for one academic year or more in a high income as defined by OECD countries. So let's say I live in Czech Republic. I finished my bachelor's in Ghana. I have lived and worked here for at least one academic year. This disqualifies me from applying for this scholarship, because I am living in a high income country. Or if you live in America or Germany or even UK itself, you should be unable to afford to study in UK without this scholarship. Note, the university may be asked to state its procedures for verifying applicants' financial status. So if you are saying the UK tuition fee and cost of living for studying a 1 year, 2 years master's program is maybe £50,000, and you cannot afford, you must demonstrate that you can't afford. They may ask for bank statements or income status and other stuff information to be able to determine that. So be prepared to provide such information when needed. Commit to return to their home country within 1 month of the end date of the scholarship. As I said in my short video, part of the benefits is a return airfare ticket for the applicant. So when you are selected, they will give you a return air ticket, or they will buy you a ticket to and from your native country. And so after completion, maximum 1 month, you have to go back to your country of origin. All right, these are fundamental to applying to the program. Now let's look at the eligible programs and universities. If you again Google, let me go back and show you something. Commonwealth Shared Master's Scholarship 2026-2027 eligible courses. I select the eligible courses, and then it will appear first on my screen. You click on it, and then it will bring you to this page. So each course has a corresponding university. So this MA in Disability Studies is offered by Liverpool Hope University. So you can glance through. They have put them under 6 thematic areas: access, inclusion, and opportunity. And under access, inclusion, and opportunity, they have the following development master's programs, as you can see here: theology, gerontology, gender and development, global sustainable development, MS sports policy management and international development, etc. So you can take time to go through improving population health systems and capacity. We have several of them here: Bangor University, MS Public Health and Public Health Promotion. We have a King's College Master of Clinical Research, King's College London again Master of Health Psychology, the same university, several of them. There's the Liverpool School of Tropical Medicine, Master of Science, Tropical Disease Biology, Global Health Policy at London School of Economics and Political Science, London School, the same university, MSc Health and International Development. So you can go on and on. And what is important to note is that you should go to the university's website, and for each program listed here, check their eligibility criteria and put in an application according to whether you qualify and meet the requirement, because these are going to be very competitive scholarships. So make sure that you really exceed the minimum requirement by the university. Great. So you look at all the thematic areas and see which programs fit your background better and would be most suitable for your application, and you can go ahead and apply. Promoting innovation and entrepreneurship. Here there are LLM, artificial intelligence, law and technology, environmental management for business, environmental sustainability, development management, local economics, several programs by various universities. There is also food science here. Globalization, business and development is also here. MA Arts, enterprise and development. So it's important to just take your time, go through them, and then make sure that you can find one that matches your background once more. And then have science and technology for development. Parasite control is there. This is 2 years because it's a Master of Research. MS conservation and land management, renewable energy engineering, several environmental engineering, robotics, future food sustainability, etc. So again, as I said, several universities and several programs. I think there is something for everyone as long as you have pursued a bachelor's program. And then have strengthening peace, security, and governance. Again, a lot of international study and diplomacy, MS humanitarianism, aid, and conflict. I have MA Africa in Development, Conflict Security and Development, several uh, programs. They're receiving MA Religion, MA Politics of Energy and Infrastructure and stuff. So take advantage and um, try to put one of the applications through. Um, Again, strengthening resilience and response to crisis. MSc Agroforestry and Food Security, environmental and business management, disaster management, climate risk and society. So many programs once more. Go through and apply. MA Agriculture and Rural Development is also something you can look out for. So depending on your background, so you should find something to apply to. All right. So that is it about the eligibility countries, eligibility for candidate requirements for candidates, and then um, programs that are available, programs and their corresponding universities. So that is it. What we need to go through now is the application process itself. In this part, I'm going to show you the various steps you need to take to complete an application. Some I may try to fill in the forms, not with the exact information, but so as to make progress. But I will explain some of the components that need some kind of explanation to first timers. If you have never applied and you don't have any credentials, so you are not an existing user, you will be a new user. You click here and then you'll be required to provide some information as it appears in your passport or official ID. At the time of application, if you do not have passport, you should still use your name as it appears on your official academic document, and that name should be what will reflect in your passport subsequently if you get a passport. So my given name is Enoch. All right. Um, I probably have two given names, Enoch and Mensa, and then my last name is Puaten for sure. My email address, yes, this. They say this user already exists. So I need to do something else. What I need to do is use a different email address. And a different email address might be okay. So with this, I can submit and then I need to go find. I don't wanna um I will go and check my email if there is something sent, but I don't wanna do this. So let me go to my um, okay. You don't need to. My user ID is the same as my email address, so that's not the problem. And yes, my okay. I have successfully authenticated my so I go to register and then I continue to the application. Again, we're going to file a new application here, Commonwealth Shared Scholarship. You will see the closing date is 9th of December at 1400 GMT. So you click here and then you start. Again, if you have any title, put it. If it's not well, whatever title you have and it shows here, you can select the most suitable one and then put it. I suppose that most of you may be misters or miss or whatever, so just put your name as title as you deem fit. Again, you put the information um regarding your name. Okay, should go to last name for sure. And date of birth once more. It's not going to be authentic, but that's fine. Um, So, as I said earlier, on UK institution where you intend to study, you have to select, you have to find something. Let's say this university, and then the programs that qualify are parasite control. So I select this, and do you meet the academic eligibility criteria and they agree to the due diligence check? Yes. You remember I told you first to go to the university site, make sure you qualify, and then you can go ahead and submit this. And you can continue to the application. Um, Again, personal details. Wow. Giving names. Um, okay. I have all my address information, my mobile number, country. Um, Permanent address is not different from what I have provided. So I will save and continue here. And then I will have to provide my most current qualification. Okay, University of Cape Coast. Yes. Um, they attended in Ghana. Um, Attended from okay. Um, Attended to. So is the start date of your bachelor's study and then the end date of your bachelor's study. If you would add extra the same thing, if you did masters, then the start date of your masters and the end date also of your masters. 31st. Um, Subject, agriculture, qualification awarded or sought, um, BSc, you should scroll through to see. Um, Different countries have different abbreviations or how they caption the award. So you have to look for the one that is written on your certificate or transcript. A class of award if completed. Yes, completed. So I would say whatever applies to you, you select from here. For me, um, hmm, well, here they are using the UK term, so you have to uh, find the equivalent of your class. So laude is good, and maybe summa cum laude is second upper. So yes, I select that one, and then date awarded, please. Date awarded is usually same as the date of graduation. So 2012, 31st May. If I want to add a second qualification, I can go ahead. You can see wherever there is asterisk, you need to fill, but here it's not compulsory for you to fill, so you can keep adding as many qualifications as possible. But since it's just for a demonstration purpose, I just have to fill just one, and then we can continue. Please declare any previous academic scholarship that you have held and any university education you have carried out outside of your home country. Please, if you have studied at any university outside your home country, explain how this was funded and how the education you received differed from that of your home country. Yes, I did receive education outside, but I didn't even put that on my record. So I don't need to. But if in actual sense I was going to file an actual application, I would have to actually list all my qualification and then answer this particular question. And it's not compulsory. So if you have not studied outside your home country, you don't need to complete this part. You can leave it blank. You need 100 words or 4,000 characters. Some people still do not know the difference between characters and words. Characters say every single letter or space that you type on the PC is referred to as character. So take note about that, or take note of that. I save and continue. Do I have any publications? Yes, I do have publications, but I'm not gonna list them here. I know majority of you who are going to apply may not have, but as long as you have, you should put the title of the it says you can list up to 10 of your publication, including titles of this of any thesis. Okay. So yes, if you don't have actual publication in journal, you can mention your thesis in over there. So you should rank them with the first in the list being the publication that you think is the most important. According to you, which publication is important must come first in that order, and there is the data or object identifier. It's kind of a link or something you can copy and paste here, so they can use it to trace your publication accordingly. All right. Any academic distinctions and prizes? If yes, you have to list them. List any academic or professional prizes, awards, or distinctions that are relevant to your application. Not just anything, but something that has a relation that can impact your application, that can add value and make your application stand out from others. So it's important to know if you went for a food eating competition and you had an award, a food competition organized by your company and you had an award for it, that's not a professional prize or an award that will add anything to this application. But if you had competed in some developmental project or programs and you emerged a winner or a first runner up or second runner up, you can put that out here. If it's about your school competition essay and you wrote an essay, maybe you are applying for global development and you write an essay about such topic and you won an award for it, you can put it there. Employment. Just let me do very quickly something, I will fill the most minimum. So just go through and select which area applies to you. If you're a public or national or local government worker, you select if it's a private or corporate entity, if you're non-governmental. If you are engaged in two different sectors, select the most suitable for the application. For example, you are a full-time nurse and then you do some NGO charity organization on the side. And you are looking to apply for humanitarianism or something, you can go for the charity organization. If you are going for public health, whatever, you can also go for the nursing. I mean, both can put you at a good position. But for example, if you may need somebody to give you a recommendation letter from your workplace and you are your own boss of the NGO, maybe it wouldn't be suitable. So you use the nurse and then you get from your in charge recommendation letter and all that. You should list your job title, the senior lecturer, whatever it is. Of course, the senior lecturer is not going to look for this kind of scholarship. So take notice, put the right job qualification. Some of you just did national service and then you are compulsory youth service, depending on which country you find yourself, and then you put youth service or national service. Nobody understands national service outside of your country. In UK, they don't know what is national service. So if during your national service you worked as an administrative assistant, put administrative assistant there. If you worked as the junior marketing manager, put that one there. Those are titles. If you worked as a lab assistant, teaching assistant, you should put them there. These are what they are looking for in terms of job title. And then you have to put your employer's name. Employer's name, they are not requiring your boss's name. They are requiring the name of the organization within which you are employed. So if it is Czech University of Life Sciences that has employed you, put it there. If it is the University of Ghana that has employed you during your national service, put it there. If it is uh, Cocoa Board which employed you, if it is the local government that employed you, put local government. If it is Ghana Health Service, put Ghana Health Service there. Know the difference between the employer's name and your supervisor or your superior's name. So take note, you have to also provide date, country, and all that. So depending on your employment experience, you would want to list as many of them as possible. Okay. Here you have to provide information about your referees. Um, 3 referees are required, as you can see, that the full name, there's a asterisk, um, and all that. So you provide the full name, job title, email address, and then you repeat email address, and then you have to indicate your relationship. If it's your supervisor at the university, you say supervisor. If it was just your lecturer, you say your lecturer. If he was your advisor, counselor, whatever. If it's a mentor, if it's your superior at work, you mention manager at work, whatever it is. So here, I don't know. Wow. I will see if I can skip this place and then go to the next. No, I can't go to the next. I have to finish, complete it before I can move to next. So let me see. And by so doing, they are going to send a link to your supervisor once you submit your application, so that your supervisor will in turn provide your provide recommendation letter for you. So you have to put the right information. Oh, sorry, full name is not there. You don't need to really use title, but you can use title if you want. So say Professor Alabi, Alabi. Job title, consultant, a thesis consultant. Email address, put something. I will repeat the email address, relationship. Okay, relationship is this probably, and then job title, uh, um, lecturer, reference number 2, uh, just Josak, um, why am I doing all these things here? Sorry. Senior lecturer, lecturer, you don't have to provide only academic reference. If you have work reference that is necessary, you can. It can be also your mentor, somebody you have done a certain work in academia with, and that should suffice. Okay. From here, we go to the next. What would that be? Development impact. First, sustainable development goal. So select up to 3 sustainable development goals that relate to your future development impact, starting with the most relevant. Um, so if you are going into the energy sector, you go. But let's go to I'm interested in good health and well-being first. Um, I go with the next reduced inequality, and then third sustainable goal. I will go for sustainable cities and impact. Yeah. So here you have to write something. This is Development Impact Part 1. Commonwealth Scholarship in the UK are funded by the UK Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office. An important selection criterion is the potential contribution that you will make to international development if you are awarded a scholarship. Provide development impact. Provide a development impact statement in 4 parts explaining development impact part 1. How your proposed studies uh, relate to A. Development issues at global, national, and local level. B. Development issue connected to choosing this CSC development theme and wider sector, up to 200 words. The development impact. So here you write 2A and B, and then you come to development impact part 2. What are they expecting? How you intend to apply your new skills and qualification when you return home. This should be quite easy to write. You may wish to reference innovation and application of knowledge at a global, national, and local level. Include intended methodologies and implementation strategies, up to 100. And okay, so this is 2. And And this is three. What you expect will change in development terms following your studies, including A, the outcomes that you aim to achieve, B, the time frame for their implementations, and then C, who the beneficiaries will be. And the last one, you have to show um, how will the impact of your work be best measured and evidence. Please include details of what indicators are used to measure this impact. You may wish to detail uh, small and incremental changes as well as more significant goals. You have only up to 100 words, so you have to choose your words carefully. Now, this part requires proper thinking, analysis to go through. So it must, one, relate with this program you are applying for. Um, the first one, how your proposed study relates to development issue related development issue at the global, national, and local level. I think I have selected parasite control. And parasites, they do affect humans and animals. And no one country is immune to parasitic infection, right? So I can build my argument about globally how parasitic diseases are being nuisance to um, people's health, and as a result decrease in productivity and efficiency of the labor force and all that stuff, and where necessary cite specific examples. For example, in tropical and subtropical countries, parasitic disease such as schistosomiasis, soil transmitted helminth or malaria is is killing people, is making people less active. The disability life adjusted year lost as a result of these diseases are enormous and have significant impact on the global economy, national economy, and local communities as well. Um, it says also, how is your proposed study related to development issues connected to um, um, the chosen CSC development team and the wider sector? Also, I'm going to choose health and its related activities. So basically, parasitic disease, health of animals, health of humans, it's very much related. So you have to make time to expatiate on that. What do you intend to do after you return home? Are you going to join some research institutions which are into parasitic research and contribute to quota, collect data, do publication, attend conferences, present your findings uh, through also local media and national media to, I mean, make people aware of the impact of diseases, how you can attract them, how you can prevent yourself, and all that. So it's important to take your time. If possible, write all this out on the Word format, the Word document format, and then copy and paste them once you have sought revision from expert people. Expect to confirm that what you've written is okay, or to give a feedback on what you've written, so you can copy them and paste them here. All right. On this note, if you will need help revising your essays in this regard, you should not hesitate to reach out to me. Oh no, it will not move. So I will just put some information there just to be able to move to the next stage. Don't want to take too much of your time. Let's see if this will let me move to the next. Yes, it will. Now, career plan. It says objectives during the award. 250 words. Describe the skills that you expect to gain from the scholarship and your career plan once you return home afterwards. First, your objective. What do you intend to achieve during this program? If you are into healthcare, public health and stuff, um, you're gonna learn the global way. You're gonna learn the UK way, best practices, and then um, you're gonna also have a practical experience depending on what you are going to study. If there is a practical component like internship or field studies and stuff, you're gonna achieve that. You, of course, you're also gonna build some network. It's not only just about academics, but networks that you can reliably fall on when you go back home and you need some assistance or some collaboration. It should be a very good objective to mention. You can write up to 250 words. You Part of the unintended consequences or benefit is that our objective should be also to learn also about the culture and how, and a few things that you can pick from that culture to um, better the culture where you are coming from. This will be a good thing to um, probably outline or mention. Career plan in the 5 years following your award. If you are going for master study, depending on whether you're going to take a study leave and then go back to the work you used to do, or you have an entirely different plan, you should elaborate. You should make sure that in your write up, you would show that the the study is going to elevate you, it's going to make you a better person in terms of skills acquisition, knowledge acquisition, and a practical implementation of those skills and knowledge. Are you going to be able to contribute to policy discussion, policy debates and stuff, and influence policy implementation? How are you going to do that? Are you going to work with um, private institutions or companies, corporate, or are you going to go with the government and local public institution, or are you going to start something yourself? Are you going to are you going into NGO or whatever it is? And how would your position after the studies um, help with your career plan? That aside, there is also a long-term plan. If you're going to for masters of research or master studies and you intend to in the future become an expert in the field, you may want to think of taking PhD after years of experience in the job market. You want to continue to PhD to become an expert in this field, and by so doing conduct cutting edge research to um, support critical issue that is ongoing in that particular field, to bring out new findings. If it's a disease control issue, we're talking about uh, research into naive areas to expose knowledge that can go a long way to help um, promote best practices in public health globally, nationally, and locally. Whatever it is your long-term career plan is, just go ahead and put it out there. 250, 250, 250 maximum, so 750 words. Again, here write in your in an in a Word document format. Make sure that you have checked your grammar, your everything, spellings, typos and stuff, and then you can copy them here. Of course, you must also try and get a revision or somebody to revise it for you before you finally put it out here. Okay, now I'm going to just put in the minimum. Okay, proposed study in UK. Name of university application number if known. This is not mandatory, so if you don't know it, you can leave it out. But if you have applied and been accepted, you can go ahead and put it there. So this is really cool. It says provide a short outline of your proposed study. They should be written for an audience that does not have any prior knowledge of the subject and must not be overly technical. Any abbreviation or specialized term must be explained. So if you propose to study in a certain area and maybe there will be a little bit of research that you want to do, you must write a short outline of your proposed study. You can actually find some of this information from the university's website and the program that you want to study. There are usually overview or general information about the program there. I'm not saying go and copy that, but you should you should be able to incorporate that in your writing to better express yourself and to not digress or deviate from um, the subject area or what the study program entails. Says provide a detailed plan of your proposed study. The selection panel will want to understand why you have selected your proposed courses and universities. You should remember that although the selection panel will be well informed, they are not likely to be specialists in your subject. Describe clearly why you have chosen your. So in that one, these are the things that they are looking out for. Why you have chosen your proposed courses and universities, and why you want to undertake this study in the UK. Importantly, and when they say courses here, they're talking about the program in code. So you may probably have opportunity to select about three or so, not quite sure, universities in the program. So in this case, you have to, if you chose Master of Public Health, Master of Global Studies, Master of Humanitarian Action, these three, you must be able to explain why um, you chose them, why the particular universities, because the courses are offered by different universities. The same course can be offered by different universities. So why did you choose a particular university? And in explaining that, you should really know the things that stand out about the program offered by one university over the same program offered by another university. Besides, if not something that stands out, it's also something of your personal interest. Why do you think that this you prefer this university over that university for the same program? You may talk about the location. You may talk about the available resources, including human resources. And when I talk about human resources, I'm talking about the lecturers or the teachers that are going to take you through the program. You may want to talk about the if any experience or some a kind of research that is going on in that university that you align with, or you're interested in, over another that is not pursuing the same research. So several reasons why you chose a particular university. And finally, why you want to undertake this in the UK. If you are English speaker, it's easy to integrate, of course, the UK practices in terms of that program. And if the university is renowned or whatever, what does the UK bring that you may not find it in your home country and or maybe other countries? So it's very important to be abreast with all this information, to put up a very convincing essay in support of your application. The second part is, what is it that you are looking for in a course, and how your chosen courses relate to your objectives. What is important to note here is that with this question, you have to actually go to the university's website, look at the course outline, look at what they offer. Is the course offering some practical experience, internships? Is the course offering a certain um, unique um, skill or knowledge that you might not get anywhere? Um, so if you are looking forward to be able to um, develop concepts and proposals on policies and stuff, and you have selected a course that has that as a component in the course outline or as part of the subjects you'll be taking, this is a good thing to highlight during this part of your write-up. Any dissertation topic you have in mind, if it is check if you are required to write a dissertation, and since they are requiring it, even if you are not supposed to, any research topic that will be interested to undertake must relate to the thematic area, the program. Maybe the university is also already embarking on that research, or there's a a supervisor or a lecturer there who is into that aspect of research, you have to highlight it as I have indicated earlier on, and then you have opportunity to put keywords. Keyword that summarize your proposal study. You have three options, so make sure you put in better keywords. Keywords can actually be more than one word. It can be a combination of words. For example, there is what we call mass drug administration. You can't just write mass and then go drug administration. It doesn't make sense. It loses its meaning if you separate them. So instead of writing mass as one, drug as two, and then administration as three, you write full mass drug administration. I hope I am allowed to. You can write disease control, public health. So all these will be accepted as, I hope they will be accepted as keyword. A lot of essays to be written, so get prepared, know about this, and then oh, they say value is required here. So again, propose that, let me just propose that, so I can move to the next. After all those, you have to write personal statement. You can check what the personal statement is, but again, the Commonwealth Scholarship encourages applications from candidates who have faced significant disadvantage or personal barriers to higher education or are underrepresented in their field of study or workplace. Please summarize the ways in which your personal background has encouraged you to want to make an impact in your home country. You may wish to highlight any areas where you have already made significant contributions, including overcoming personal or community barriers in accessing higher education or within your field. 500 words. So again, write it in word format. This should be personal. That's why they say it's personal statement. Somebody cannot write it for you. You have to at least first put some things together and ask another person to help review it and make it better. It's in the academia, we always ask people's opinion or people to check our work for us. So you will not be out of place when you ask for such a, but first you should bring your relevant personal experiences together in a form of statement to say to the panelist or the selection committee that, look, I grew up in this locality. Almost about only 5% of people in this community have managed to complete a higher school. But and what are the challenges? The challenges are maybe socioculture, economics, and stuff. And you can actually list some of them. You know, in some communities, they are so remote that when kids are in school, their parents are going to ask the teachers to let them go to farm with them, and this leads to a lot of school dropout, and people not having the right mentorship and direction in their education. So if you have emerged from such community to be there, maybe during your when you gain admission into secondary school, even your mother has to move around asking neighbors to loan her some money in order to put you in the school. Had it not been some humanitarian actions or philanthropic action, you wouldn't have even managed to pay your school fees at the university level. And all this you suffered, you found your way around and managed to complete. So it's worth mentioning or talking about. It should be your experience, well articulated and very well presented. And by so doing, trust me, you're going to stand out. Now, here you see it's not mandatory, but they have provided a space for it. Some of you finish your national service, you stay at home because you're not getting job to do. You don't do nothing. One of the ways to make yourself relevant, especially if you are living with the hope of obtaining scholarship, is to volunteer. And during the time that you are not getting a job, or when you are not working, you can volunteer and work in your previous job, or um, wherever your services might be needed, so you can share such experience. It can also be a group of people coming together to undertake a certain project. You volunteer to participate. People volunteer for few weeks and 2 months, and that is enough volunteering. Leadership experiences whilst at school, whenever the opportunity to present itself to lead, be it a class, be it a session of a class, like we have group assignments and stuff, you can take up group leadership and ensure that you the group's assignment is well coordinated and stuff. All these are things that can put you ahead of other applicants who do not have such experiences, even though it's not mandatory. If two people have the same GPA, almost same work experiences and stuff, and applying for the same program, well-written personal statement and stuff, and one has volunteering and leadership experience and the other doesn't, probably the one with leadership experience is going to be selected on the basis that they have demonstrated that in future, if they get more information, they're going to be better placed to lead and to offer help to the community that is sponsoring or that is helping them. So I will just put personal here so we can move on. And here I have a lot of them, but for the sake of time, I'm gonna move to the next. And I have already explained this. How did you find out about a Commonwealth Scholarship? Either nominating agent or whatever, you supervisor in UK university. I think you can take several of them. You went to the website and then the social media. Yes. Uh, what sources did you use to find more about the scholarship? Basically the website. And then maybe social media channel. I have read the general condition, selection criteria. Do you have any spent or unspent criminal conviction? No, I do not have. Are you or is any relation of yours politically? No. Funds. I confirm that I am unable to study. Of course, I'm not able to. On work, I confirm that. Wait. Fund. Living high income. Okay. No, I am not present. I am not at present living or studying in a high income country. Okay. Studied. I did, but it doesn't. I hope it doesn't apply to the applicant. So you just take them. And then you select the date. It's today, right? What next? Save and continue. So I'll go to save and continue. Equity and diversity monitoring. Years of residence in your country, let's say 25 or 21, whatever. Ethnicity. If you prefer not to say, you can leave blunt, but you say African, if that works for you. Do you consider yourself to be from ethnic minority in your country? I don't know, but maybe no. If you would like to provide further information, please write below. Do you consider yourself to be from indigenous group in your country? Yeah, we are all indigenous. Religious belief, if you don't want to share, that's fine. Oh, no, I'm not Buddhist. Christian? Marital status, yes, married. Have children, yes. Will any be accompanying you? Yes. Do you have any caring responsibilities? Yeah, I think, yeah, I'm secondary carer of my adorable daughter. Do you have a long-term physical, mental? No. Occupation of your father or guardian? Nami Babambo. No, Ejuma. Like, sorry. I don't know. Yeah, skill, highest education level, maybe secondary, I'm not sure. Mother? retired, and during your early education, probably how far did you live from your nearest? Um, nearest city or town is quite 10 to 30. Yeah, I think. Um, Compared to others in your local community, do you consider a family to be poor? Of course, maybe very poor, but not now. Have you ever been granted refugee status? Of course not. Have you ever been granted refugee status in a country? No, no. Okay, save and continue. Okay, so here are the things you need to upload. You need to upload your passport, your transcript, your degree certificate, if more than one. University offer letter, if you have one, you can do it. If you also have the reference letters in hand, you can also upload that. There were about 3 of them, so yeah, you can put them together as one and then upload them. So once that upload is done, you go to the summary page and then you are able to submit. Let's see if I will be able to go to the, yeah. So the summary page will also show you everything. You have to take your time to go through, make sure everything is intact, you don't have any corrections to make, and then you are good to go. Once you feel like, okay, so it says we should upload that before you submit. I think you can still go to submit, but okay, you probably can go to submit, but you need to make sure that you have all this information. And since I am not actually applying to study there, I will not bother wasting time and resources to submit this. But yeah, for your education, I think this is good enough to serve you well and to give you the best exposure experience in terms of application. I wish you the best and success in your application. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share this video to people who might need it. Cheers and bye.